Hey Ollie, welcome to Entrepreneurcast. It's such a great pleasure to have you with us today.
No, thank you very much for having me. It's a delight to be here.
Ollie, there's been a lot of stuff online about you, but let's start with who are you outside of your business life and what do you like doing in your spare time?
Yeah, so I am currently still quite young, so I moved to London 8, 9 months ago now. Left school age 16 with very little qualifications. I went to 2 business schools and learned absolutely nothing. And then I thought, okay, actually a lot of young people want to start companies, so I thought we'll just make the move and come to London. I love creating those ideas on a piece of paper or a napkin into a proper company in 6, 7, 12 months. And it's all about inspiring the next generation of young people to start companies.
Tell us a little bit more about your business side of things. What inspired you to start to go into business altogether?
Cool. So I left school, like I said, age 16. If you go right back, I started making my parents tea coffee in the morning and charging 20p a cup, which was quite interesting. Parents, they were going to drink the first cup, so it was another 20p for it to be reheated. I did the school talk shop at school, and although these kids were going home every day, I was cheaper than the school talk shop on the site, and I would open on the days that they weren't open. But then on the days they were open, I would sell different products. But anyway, on the Coke can, I would say do not sell separately. So you sell 2 together, then you're not selling it separately. But then I launched my first proper company age 13. That was a online gift shop for teenagers. Sold it with 1 product in 5 different colours. A bit of money in the first year. That grew pretty much double, sometimes triple every year. And the media picks up on the story. So age 13, I got into the local newspaper and the local BBC radio station. And since then, I've been in Forbes, the Daily Mail, the Guardian, the Times, the Independent, all kind of the quite big ones. And what was really interesting was a lot of young people were saying, how did you start your own company? But first of all, they weren't inspired. So I thought, create an Entrepreneurs magazine. So I launched at age 16. That grew to 50,000 readers in the first year. And I didn't really do that to make money. I just did it to get the name out there. And it's a very good way to build up your own connections. So I've met people like Serge Branson. I've spoken to the founder of Pinterest, to the CEO of Credit Suisse for the UK. So you get to meet all kinds of different people. And I think it's really important to surround yourself with those kind of people, especially when you're starting up. So anyway, we launched that, and about 18 months later, quite a lot of young entrepreneurs in particular were saying, how do you know all these people? Everyone seems to know you, vice versa. So they were saying, can you introduce me to this person? I've heard you know that person. So after quite a few introductions, I thought actually there isn't a good network for young budding entrepreneurs who are either just starting out, or they may have an idea but they don't quite know what to do, or they may have a business but it's not going so well. So we launched the Budding Entrepreneur Club at the Shard last September. So it was the first event I've ever organised in my life. 200 people came. We had Levi Roos from Dragon's Den, someone called Alfie Bez from Wildcrest Parks, and my advisor, Felipe, who was on The Apprentice 2 years ago. He's a lawyer, which always helps. Touch wood, nothing's happened yet. But the following week, we were in Fortune magazine, the Daily Mail, BBC News, and the Guardian. So there was quite a lot of media afterwards. And since then, I do quite a lot of public speaking in schools and universities. And what's really interesting is so many of these young people have great ideas. They want to go and start their own company. But first of all, they don't know how to do it. Secondly, they're at university because they have absolutely no idea what they want to do in life. Not all, but a lot of them. So we just launched the Budding Entrepreneur Academy, which is to get young people starting companies. And that could lead to all kinds of things. So that's me in a snapshot.
Cool, but how many businesses you currently run?
So at the moment it's the Budding Entrepreneur. So it's essentially only one company, but you've got the magazine side of things, for the Entrepreneurs Members Club, and you've got the Academy. So it's all one company, Budding Entrepreneur Limited. So
what happened to the Ollie show?
that's still going, but I did that for nearly 6 years. And you move on to bigger things. And I think we've got a massive market, especially in the education sector. I think the whole education market, I think it needs a bit of a shake up. Not as many students want to go to university. They want to choose alternatives. Schools aren't encouraging them to go and start companies. So I've teamed up with some quite big companies who I'm sure your listeners will have known of, will have heard of, and we are just going to try and get them to start companies, basically. So watch this space. That's all I can say at the moment.
Definitely. Ollie, what does your usual day look like?
So I'm up at 5 a.m. I absolutely hate sleeping. 10 cups of tea a day, go to bed at midnight, work pretty much every single day apart from Christmas Day, which is also my birthday. And I think if you just have that clear goal in life, I'd probably do 4 or 5 years more in the UK. Quite like to go overseas at some point. So either America or Asia, so Singapore. And if I can IPO the company before I'm 26, I'll be the youngest person to do it, which gives me 7 years. So things like that gets you going. My office is a 7.5 minute walk from where I live, so it's pretty easy. And when you're in the office at 7 a.m., you don't leave until 8, 9 p.m. in the evening. I either work best really, really early in the morning, or my brain's very creative at night. And you're meeting people, you're either looking to grow the academy side of things, we're not looking to raise finance, but we've had a couple of offers here and there. So it could be just meeting people about partnerships, collaborative opportunities down the line. But a lot of the time it's just about growing the business. So it could be on the branding side of things, it could be anything from social media, but mainly the customers and the clients. How can we really grow that? So some days you'll get 10, 20 new members. For the academy, you're always thinking, okay, once they've gone through this program, what's next? So it's just thinking ahead of the game.
I think it's important for people that listen to us today, I think it's important for them to understand out of what you just said that being an entrepreneur and business owner isn't that easy. The easier route is really to have a job because then you're there for 8 hours. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to get things off the ground, get things done. So that means you're up from very early in the morning until late at night, and that's your life.
Exactly. I think you just got to be very, very much aware of what's going on. So if your general life's not organised, your business is probably not organised. So if you live by yourself, for example, if the house is not tidy, your business is probably not in ship shape. So that's kind of how I lead my life. And also it's just making sure everything gets done. So if you've got to get back in touch with this person, just do it. So any email that I get sent, I try and respond within 20 minutes. Otherwise, if you don't respond, just sit there and sit there. And sometimes it's literally 30 seconds. So I think if you have fast communication, and especially when your company gets massive, sometimes from these big corporates, you won't hear from them from 2 days, a week, 2 weeks. So I always try and have a very quick communication. Plus, service is key. Yeah.
You're the fastest person so far that I've met that responds to me.
Excellent. Well,
So, Ollie, tell us a little bit about your challenges. What was your greatest challenge and how did you manage to overcome it?
Right at the beginning, I thought, okay, how are we really going to get our name out there? Especially when we're launching a new product. So something like our academy, I normally go all flat out and get into the media very quickly. But what I learned is you've got to test it quite soon. But the whole challenge, I think, is actually just getting to meet the right people. You go to all these events and you're never quite sure who's going to be there. But I've always thought, if you just put yourself out there, you never know who you're going to meet. The person next to you, he or she may be really, really boring, but you can't have a proper communication or conversation. Before you know, they run a massive VC fund, for example. So I've always thought, just get yourself out there as much as possible. And when I was 13 or 14, I'd go to these events and people just wouldn't take you seriously. And I said, check me out, I'm in Forbes. Without sounding you don't want to come over too arrogant, but if you just say to them that this is who I am, this is what I really want help with, especially these big guys, they want to help young people. So I think that's really, really important, especially for young startups starting out.
So what was your greatest success then?
Probably coming out in all this media. So like I was saying just before we started, I've been in 250 media publications in the last 4 years. and I've never ever paid a single penny. So going back to getting myself out there, those people who wrote about me when I was 13, 14, 5 years on, I still keep in touch with them because they will want to write about your entire story. So try and just keep in touch with every single person you meet, because you never know, 5, 10, even 20 years down the line, they might be of use. So that's probably key, yeah. Getting yourself out there was quite easy for me.
One of the fun questions I always like to find out from people is where do you come up with your best ideas?
You're always constantly looking around. How can problems be solved? When you're at the train station, for example, you see people literally running for their life trying to catch the train. And you're just saying, do you know what, if you leave 5 minutes earlier, you would have missed your train. And when you're in the big cities, so London, for example, people are always on their phone. And if you've got 1,000 people heading one direction, someone stops right in front of you, it drives me mad. As Vice Prime Minister, I would have everyone walking on that way in one direction, and everyone who's walking the other side walking the other way. So everyone's going in the same direction. Well, unfortunately, that will happen. But going to where I get the ideas, it's literally, it could be what problems he's solving around you. It could be watching business TV programs. It could be just talking to one another. It could be networking, going to big events. What are your competitors doing, but you could do better? So I think it's just going back to my what I was saying earlier, be aware of what's going on. And I think if you do have that idea, just take action, grab it with 2 hands and do it. What's interesting is quite a lot of young people, they have a really good idea, but they just don't do anything about it. So I think if we can be that hub where people come to and we try and make it happen for them or with them, that could be quite good.
I've read that one of your biggest heroes is Richard Branson. Is that right?
Yes, yeah.
So is he like your biggest inspiration, or are there any other people who inspire you as well?
There are lots of very successful entrepreneurs out there who are great inspiration. So Jack Ma, for example, the first billionaire in China. When KFC came to his town, I think 49 people applied for the job. He was the only one who didn't get it. And look at it now. So I think with Branson, it was quite what's the word? It wasn't quite the same as we were both dyslexic. We both saw the Entrepreneurs magazine. Well, we both saw, magazine age 16. He did a student magazine. I did an Entrepreneurs magazine. And you just think, someone who left school age 15, look at them now. So I left school age 16. I think that just kind of what got it going. I was never ever very school academic. Absolutely hated school. I'll let your readers look up online about that. And I just thought, if you're not enjoying something, just get out of it and go and do what you love. And that's what I did. So, and that's what I believe you did too. So, look at them now.
What would be your 3 top tips and strategies for people who are listening to us today?
So, first of all, get yourself out there as much as possible. So that could be through marketing, media, meeting the right people, surrounding yourself with the right people. So here's a little plug for our Entrepreneurs Club. Any of your readers who want to come along, they get 2 months free of charge. So simply get in touch if we can put our details after this. Secondly, get some form of mentor or advisor. I'm a great believer in you can't do it by yourself. And even if you can, you just need a godmother or godfather figure just looking over you to make sure it's absolutely in ship shape. And just do something you love. Don't look at the money. Look at the long-term results. I think a lot of people want to start businesses to make a quick buck. But I think if you can make money, change lives, make a bit of impact, that will hopefully generate quite a bit of money for you. So just do something you love.
We already heard a lot about all the publications, how you got your name out. Are there any other resources that helped you that you could share with the audience?
Build your online presence. So not media, so social media. It could be as simple as a LinkedIn profile. 4 years ago, I had one connection. Now I think I've got 20,000 followers or something. Build your Twitter, Facebook, all those kind of profiles. But really what got me going was speaking to every single interviewer, speaking to every single publication, and you've got to make these people intrigued and engaged in literally the first sentence you write to them. So I said, dear whoever, my name is Ollie Forsyth, I'm 13 years old, I'm a young entrepreneur or something. That's already got them engaged. I've never ever sent a press release in my life. It's always been a email to the journalist directly. So if you communicate with them directly, you've got a good story to tell, I think you've got to look at that, the reader's point of view as well. People will probably say, yes, they will want to read about me. But actually, if you really think about it, is someone really going to read about you? What are they going to get out of it? What advice can you give them? And if you've got a good story, quite a few of the publications will write about you. But you've got to have a good story and you've got to have something in return, I think.
But how do you find those people?
I always used to write to the people who've written similar articles before. So if it's on young entrepreneurs, for example, type in young entrepreneurs on Google News and just get in touch with all those journalists. That's probably pretty simple to do to begin with. It took me 4.5 years to get into Forbes until someone says, have you tried writing to a freelancer who writes for Forbes? And that's how I got into Forbes. So just those little breaks, those lead into long-term results. So I think I was in a publication called The Lab Bible, which is quite a big publication in the UK. They've done quite a few stories in the past, but the latest one they did, I think it had 40,000 shares or something. Can't quite remember, but a lot. And then all of a sudden 5 German magazines were writing about you, an Australian magazine. So as soon as you have that one big hit, you need to keep it up. So one of the battles I used to have was, as soon as you've been in one media publication, is about people want to keep up to date what's going on next. So I used to have 1 month you would have 10 pieces of media, next month you wouldn't have any, second month you wouldn't have any. But then 4 or 5 months down the line, there's another big spike. Just keep going.
Never give up.
Without paying for it as well.
Yeah, that's right. I know that you probably don't really read books much. Do you listen to like audiobooks?
Sometimes yes, but what I normally do actually is just read the news in the morning. I'm normally up about 5 o'clock in the morning, so for at least half an hour every morning, I would see what's going on in the world. So Donald Trump, for example, it could be what's happening in Asia, looking at new markets. And I just think it's really interesting to see what's going on in the world, especially at the moment. And reading the news, that's where you get your opportunities and explore different markets which are untapped. So that's really why I read it or watch it.
But was there like any book or program that practically changed your life, turned things around for you?
I mean, to be honest, there hasn't yet. But you never know. If you write a book, I might have to read that.
Sounds good. So obviously you've achieved so much already, still being so young. What is your next aim or goal? What are you working towards? I know you have this project when you're working with entrepreneurs, but let's say like in the next 5 to 10 years, what's your aim?
I mean, I've got lots of ideas. I probably do 4 more years in the UK, and then I'd like to move to America or Asia and look at new markets there. But our main kind of goal at the moment is the education market. I really, really do believe it needs a bit of shaping up. Like I was saying, just so many young people want to start companies, but schools and universities, they're not providing real business skills. Yes, they do business studies courses, but that's not real business. So we did our own market research survey to 100 students. Although that's not a lot, 87% of them want to learn how to start a business for their future career. There are 10.5 million students in the UK. There are 24,000 schools, 500,000 teachers, and that's just for the UK. You go to America, there's about 25 million students. It's China, there are 50.4 million students. But then when you go to India, there are 1 billion students. 300 million students. So that you're just looking at what's next. So I think we will try and start that market as soon as possible.
Sounds good.
Ideally.
You'll be pretty busy.
Pretty busy, but it's good fun meeting all kinds of people. So that's key at the moment. Although we've got the people I want on board, now it's just making sure that happens and we do it in the best possible way.
So obviously, you never know who is listening to this, but if there is an ideal connection or the kind of people that you would like to meet or they could help you with something, what would it be that you're looking for?
I'm always very, very interested to meet as many people as possible. So I'm very open. Belong to Entrepreneurial, I'm keen to meet or connect. So you can drop me an email after this.
All right, so before we wrap up, is there any other piece of advice that you would like to give to the listeners today?
Sure, yeah. So I was told I was a complete failure at school. What I would say is don't let anybody ever tell you can't do something, because those are the ones who probably can't do it themselves. If you've got a dream, go and get it, and it will be very successful. And you can drop me a line on just Ollie at ollieforsyth.com, or you can just visit our website, tveclub.com. And like I said, you get 2 months free membership.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Ollie. I really look forward to following your success and seeing where you go next and what you achieve
Definitely
next.
in touch. Thank you very much, and good luck to you all listeners.
Thank you, Ollie.
Thank you very much.